All right, we are back with round 6 of Swiss at the Florida Regional Premier Challenge. I'm here with Adam, aka Dawes. We've had a commentator swap out, and we are watching Joshua and Brady play on stream right now. Brady has a Rayquaza, a Kyogre, a Gengar, Crobat, Weavile, and Ferrothorn, and Lorcy Loves You is running Kangaskhan, Salamence, Dialga, Groudon, Talonflame, and Smeargle. So looks like a fairly common Big Six team from Lorcy and a somewhat common Kyogre Rayquaza team from Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I like the change that Lorcy's made by adding that Dialga, which not as many people favor, but it's definitely something that Brady won't have played against as much. Where the Kyogre is very strong against the Big Six, the Dialga probably changes things a little bit for him.
Yeah, it's interesting because it also works as a great counter against Xerneas when you think about it.
Oh yeah, well, it's interesting calling it a counter. Like, it's weak to it, but it does good damage against it, so it comes down to how you play it, I feel.
Yeah, we're going to see Brady lead a Crobat and a Gengar versus the Kangaskhan and Dialga, which looks like a Trick Room setup.
I mean, he's got the Fake Out. The Fake Out pressure isn't able to be applied here. The Crobat's most likely Inner Focus and the Gengar's Ghost type. But if he can use something good on it, if he can really put some pressure on with something else, maybe just returning the Crobat, he may be a bit freer to put the Trick Room up.
Yeah, Crobat's a very interesting Pokemon because it does get access to Inner Focus, which means you really can't flinch it. So it's free to do whatever it wants here. I don't know if Dialga runs Mental Herb a lot in this metagame, but if it does, that should be the perfect opportunity for it right now.
Yeah, it would be good to not get taunted if Trick Room's what he's looking for. Ideally, taunt probably not what you're looking for, but I think Kangaskhan's almost wasted this turn though. I mean, he can't apply the big stab Fake Out pressure that a lot of people like to use on it unless he remains normal. He doesn't Mega and applies the pressure normally.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some Kangaskhan run Inner Focus recently. I've seen some, stick with, I'm forgetting the ability.
Scrappy.
Scrappy, thank you. That explains why Scraggy popped into my head. Anyways, we're going to see both Pokemon Mega Evolve, both Gengar and Kangaskhan. Gengar goes for the Protect. Crobat will taunt that Dialga. And Dialga goes for the Dragon Pulse against the Crobat.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic play. It's probably going to get taunted. And a critical hit just misses the knockout, so that Crobat is trained heavily in defensive statistics.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to run Crobat now, honestly. Like, it gets Super Fang, so you don't have to worry too much about its offensive power. It's not like Talonflame where, you need to worry about how much damage Brave Bird does. You need to worry about possibly Overheat or Flare Blitz. It just, Tailwind, Taunt, Quick Guard, and Super Fang, and you're done.
Yeah, it really neatly fills this supporting role, but now Crobat's free to put up a Tailwind. It's not worried about Trick Room, and we've got the substitute from Gengar, avoiding the Sucker Punch and getting the sub up for essentially free here, which is a really good turn. Crobat's done its job and put the Tailwind down, and now it's clear to bring in something else.
Yeah.
So in a way, that's a great turn for Brady. He really wanted Crobat gone.
Yeah, no, I think that's the beautiful thing about Crobat, honestly, is like once it's done its job, it's okay if it gets knocked out because it just gives you a free opportunity to get in, a Pokemon that can take advantage of that Tailwind. Especially since, Tailwind is only 2 turns. That's not a lot of time.
Yeah, you need to be maximizing your use of those turns, which I think why a lot of people are looking at Trick Room now, you get more turns to play with it. Kyogre's in, and now it's faster than everything on the field, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, it could eat a Sucker Punch here if he tries to go for the Water Spout. He could Origin Pulse. Both of those are great options, really.
He doesn't really have too much to deal with the Dialga, though. I mean, that's sort of the concern is, yes, he's got the speed if he wants, but he can't really deal the damage he wants.
Yeah, Gengar goes for the Protect. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he wants to preserve that substitute a bit longer. Sucker Punch connects with the Kyogre, brings it down to about maybe 80%. So not enough to dampen that Water Spout. But I think that's a bulky Kangaskhan, because that Kangaskhan pretty decisively lived that Water Spout.
I think he's done well to put just enough damage down. Water Spout's fantastic at 100 health, or 100% health rather, and as soon as you take off a little bit, the power really starts to drop off. So I think sucker punching there just to make that water spout a little more manageable was a fantastic choice.
Yeah, and the taunt wore off on the Dialga, so now he's free to try and set up Trick Room maybe to get some of that momentum back that he kind of needs.
Yeah, it's kind of struggling now. It wants to do a lot more, and it's definitely there to set Trick Room. So when it's not in that sort of speed tier, it's going to struggle a little bit. It would be good though now in particular just to deal with the tailwind.
Yeah.
Brady's team's definitely designed to play in that tailwind. That's what it likes.
Yeah, Sucker Punch connects with the Kyogre. Sludge Bomb from that Gengar. It's finally attacking. Will take out the Kangaskhan. Origin Pulse will connect with the Dialga and possibly bring it down into the yellow. Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of damage considering it's not very effective, but it is single target.
Yeah.
So the trade-off there is fine.
Yeah.
I definitely think Brady's played to make sure Origin Pulse was single targeting Dialga just to do more damage.
Definitely. But, Trick Room's up, the Groudon's coming in. That's most likely a minimum speed Groudon, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be of a brave nature, most likely. No training in speed, and it's really going to put pressure on now because Kyogre can't do anything. Really, can't hurt it with the Sun Up, and it's within range to be just clean knocked out with Precipice Blades. But
Yeah.
Gengar still has a substitute.
Gengar still has a substitute, and Brady still has one Pokemon in the back. So if he wanted to, he could certainly switch out the Kyogre here to get Rain back up.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be able to then bring it back in later, but the problem with Groudon is nothing wants to come in and take damage from it. Not for free, at least.
Yeah, Precipice Blades, I know the accuracy is kind of lacking, but it's just such a threat. Having a stab, basically Earthquake that doesn't hit your partner is beautiful.
No switching, though, and they just start trading blows, fairly brutally.
Yeah, Dragon Pulse gets rid of Gengar's substitute, leaving it open to be hit by the Precipice Blades, which looks like it hit both
Yeah,
targets.
he connected both, so that's a double knockout.
So
and he's now got the Trick Room up and one Pokemon to deal with, so
yeah,
I think this is a good looking match for Lorsey.
Yeah, I think Lorsey, he has this, unless, I forget what was there on Team Preview, but I don't think Weavile is going to save him, unfortunately.
I don't know if we're going to have a Floridian tale of the brave little Weavile who could, but it's certainly going to try, and I'll give it credit for that.
Yeah, most likely it's Focus Sash or something. Not going for the fake out, just going to take a Flash Cannon, brings it down to Sash. And as long as Groudon can hit the Weavile, it's game over this turn.
Yeah, I mean, it could Fire Punch. There it is. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd feel about leaving the Weavile in the back. I feel like it needs to do its work earlier. But that's a fairly clean game. Once Lorsey got control of the speed that he wanted and he got the right Pokemon in, that's a fairly tidy win for him with a 3-0.
Yeah, it's interesting because, if you think about it, Weavile versus Kangaskhan turn 1 would have certainly thrown things in Brady's favor a little bit. Because he could have stopped the fake out. He could have maybe flings King Rock. Actually, no, he was running Sash, so no fling King Rock.
But he would have been able to win the fake out and apply a bit more pressure with it, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel leaving it in the back, he lacked a little bit of pressure with it. So maybe something for Brady to learn for tomorrow, for sure.
Definitely.
Team Preview is such a huge part of the game now, and you can lose games at Team Preview.
Yeah. That's it for round 6. We will be back shortly with the first round of Top Cut. Thank you all for watching.